The date is August 22nd, 2023. Birds are singing, Skyblock players are grinding, when BAM! New game update. Now, what was in this update, you may ask? Possibly one of the greatest updates in Hypixel Skyblock history, adding many QL changes, the long-awaited solo dungeons, and most importantly, a patch to Armadillo mine, the best money-making method in the entire game. And now, let me tell you why this started the patch, because yeah, if you didn't know it, Armadillo mining was bugged. Let me explain. Well, you see, this whole money-making method revolved around the Armadillo's tuner perk, which would allow him to destroy any blocks in his path as long as you were moving. But of course, the admins, seeing how easily exploitable this could be for some insane money-making method, decided to add an energy bar to Armadillo, which would consume any time he moved in the X or Z axis. But if you know anything about coordinates at all, you'd realize there is also another axis to take into account here, the Y axis, or the height axis. So basically, the Armadillo's energy bar would be consumed anytime he moved in the X or Z axis, but not in the Y axis due to an overlook from the admins, and because you were still moving, the tunnel perk would deactivate, which would result in this. And just so you know, this video is from over a year ago, and it showcased imploding, making over 56 million coins an hour, which as of recently was optimized up to a humble 100 million an hour, which would be double during a mining fiesta. And just so you know it, so I'm making my entire net worth in less than 2 mining fiestas. It's quite OP. What made this method truly repair was the fact that it was way more preferable to sell the items you got to an NPC instead to other players, thus summoning billions of coins out of thin air, and in turn, causing inflation. Where of course, this is Hypixel Skyblock that we're talking about, where bugs are features, and this one had been around for so long that people thought it was a natural part of the game. But I mean, so making 200 million coins an hour wouldn't be a problem, since you would need a hypermax setup to even reach that amount, which can also only be obtained within a 5-hour time window. And at that stage of the game, there are plenty of money making methods that can make you earn the same amount, if not more money than the Armadillo mining. So then, what was the problem here? Well, you see, the problem here is that it was way too accessible. Like, the only real thing that you need for this money-making method is to have Heart of the Mountain 3 and be able to access the Crystal Hollows. Because you could literally just get some Glazed armor and a Pick a Nimbus and an Armadillo, and for that grand total of 500,000 coins, you're now able to make 10 million coins an hour, which you could literally get 3 hours into a profile. So what did they change, you may ask? They just basically changed the Armadillo's energy based on its rarity, and also changed how it consumes energy. And of course, this has led many people to believe that Armadillo mining is dead. Which it basically is, but nonetheless, it's still a good mining bed. Like, if you use it to insta-mine some blocks, you can still make more than you would without using the Armadillo. Now, am I gonna tell you exactly how? Nope. Do it yourself. And of course, this made many people mad because, oh my god, they removed the only thing that requires skill in the Crystal Hollows. How could they do this? So yeah, let me just show you the skill you need to do this money-making method. So pay attention because this is really complicated. First step, set 2 bad rules to it for maximum efficiency. You can get them for 21,000 bits at the bit shop or for 20 mil coins in the auction house. Second step, make your own personal route and risk getting nothing, be a route from somebody else and risk getting scammed, or use the public route or structure and risk getting grief. Also, have enough footage to find if this is actually happening. Third step, go to a instant bay in your shelter area. Fourth step, wreck it with your face in your twice. Fifth step, switch to your mining tool of choice. Sixth step, wreck it on the mining tool to write it. Are you taking notes and everything? Come on, I don't have all day. Seventh step, do it while holding a straight fire. 8th step, access to the bond of Armadillo. 9th step, teleport to the next station with an item with hero ability for maximum speed and precision, or use it the normal teleport if you're broke. 10th step, repeat. And boom, now you're making 20 million coins an hour. It literally takes less than 10 minutes to learn. Well, and also you probably get some sort of greased injury along the way, but in the end, it's all worth it for Skyblock coins. So of course, the admins, to combat this, decide to make getting into mining a lot easier. So if I go to my Heart of the Mountain and go to this perk, Great Explorer, plus the chance to find treasure chests in dry lining in the Crystal Hollows by plus 88%. And what we care about is this perk right here, and reduces the amount of locks on the chest by 4. So what this does is reduce the amount of hearts you need to power mine for by a lot. Like previously, if you wanted to reach like 4 million mythical power and 4 million destined power, you need to mine for 50 plus hours of boring grinding, opening the chest. But now, thanks to this perk, that can be reduced by over half. Like, if I just show you real quickly how fast this is, like, let's see if I can get like a chest to spawn. No, there you go. So we only click once, and there you go. And at max level, you should just right-click the chest and it will open. But you know. And the best part of all of these is that it has made things such as robots and reflectors completely fall in price, making Nucleus runs almost a guaranteed profit, as well as making statues completely fall in price, which is an item very needed in order to craft the best miner armor in the whole game, the Vance armor. So, if you ever happen to want to get into mining, well, now's the perfect time. Hey you! Me? Yes, you. Are you a Jujunon? Yeah, I am. Do you want Necron armor? Yeah, I do. Well, today's your lucky day, because Necron armor is as cheap as ever. But why, you may ask? That's because solo dungeons are finally out. And how do I access it? So you just basically talk to this guy, he'll ask you to defeat the professor, and if you have, you just talk to him in, and if you haven't, well, you're bad. And he'll give us this letter, which we'll just have to give to Mort right here. Have a look at this letter. I have no idea who Adventurer Soul is, but he gave me a recommendation letter. Alright, and now we can go into Dungeon Alone. It is that easy. So does that mean I can finally do Floor 7 album myself? Nope, you suck at the game and you have like 100 magical power. Aww. Also, I have a question for you. Have you ever accidentally sold your items to a bazaar and lost millions of coins? Yes? Well, today's your lucky day as well, because they finally made it so that can never happen again. So basically, if you go to the bazaar right here, first of all, you'll see that everything has changed. Like, a lot of things are in different places now. Wait, not that. But the main thing that we care about right here is that they finally added an Instasell ignore. So basically, a lot of the times when you Instasell stuff right here, you see, like for example, you sell your sacks and you sell all of that stuff. And you could like accidentally sell something you didn't want to sell, and you ended up selling it for a much lower price than it's actually worth. But now, for example, if we go, you know, right here into the Hearthstone. If for some reason I don't want to sell my Hearthstone, I just have to go here and we can do Instasell ignore. And if we go right here and go here, see, we cannot sell it, even though I have like a lot of Hearthstone in my inventory. But so if we want to sell it, we'll have to go directly into here and sell it. So to all of you questions, this all very expensive instants or even Inferno Apex into the Bazaar for extremely lower than they're actually worth, now you can make sure that your low attention span will not destroy your opportunities at getting rich ever again. Now one thing to first about it is a revamp or rather reskin to the Howling Cave, because as you can see, it's changed a little bit. If you know how it looked before, it was basically all stone, and they've just probably only expanded it a bit and increased the spawn rates of things like these wolves a bit. But as you can see, this is clearly still extremely competitive, and there are a lot of people that the Howling Caves can even handle, because you need like too many kills to do Wolf Slayer. When I saw this in the patch notes, I was like, yes, finally a bigger Howling Cave, and we get like only this small expansion here. That has not even changed. This hasn't changed either, and the only like noticeable change is like right here. There's a spiral staircase now than there, and I thought it would like expand them down, you know, more wolves that would give more XP, so you know, people can farm Wolf Slayer more effectively, and you know, not be as competitive as it is right now. But you know, I'd love to see a bigger Howling Cave, but you know, it's still pretty good, you know. They increased the spawn rates a little bit, and I think that's a bit good for the game, you know. So if you just happen to start playing Hypixel Skyblock and you don't know what to do to get money, as a personal recommendation, I would recommend you to do some floor 2 in dungeons, since right now they're the dungeon that has the higher chances to drop recon validators, and you can also drop an item which has increased a lot in price due to the Rift update, the Scar Studies. You can get them for like 250,000 coins, 500,000 coins, and they sell for over 1,000,000 coins in the Action House. And you can also get stuff such as Ultimate Wise, Rejuvenate, if they're worth in the chest, you know. Or if you really want to make some more money, you can go watch this video right here, which I made like almost a year ago. But believe me, it still works. It's still a good money-making method. And since one of the items that is going to come soon requires like 96 soul string, you can go watch it and make some extra 1,000 coins. Trust me. Go watch it.